Now see here, coherent sources of light. We have done principle of superposition. Now see, in coherent sources of light, what are actually coherent sources? If you have got two sources of light, like suppose this is A and this is B, these are the two sources of light. If these two sources are emitting light waves continuously of same frequency, that means the same wavelength and the constant phase difference. So if the light waves coming from these two have got the constant phase difference, or you can say the phase difference 0, or we can say also the phase difference does not change with the time, then these two sources are said to be coherent. So see here, the coherent sources of light, main condition is here the phase difference should be constant or it should be 0, as well as the frequency should be same. In case phase difference of the light waves coming from these two sources are changing with the time, then we call the sources are incoherent. So the coherent and incoherent sources of light. Now we have to see here what are the conditions required for coherent sources of light. First one is here, the source of light should be monochromatic. So source of light should be monochromatic. So if monochromatic source of light is taken, then the light sources can be coherent. Another one is here, path difference between these particular to the sources should be small. So we can say path difference is small. And third one is, which I have discussed in the starting only, the phase difference should remain constant or it should not change with the time. So these are about the coherent sources and properties of the coherent sources. See here, if you take the like a two identical light bulbs, they cannot be taken as coherent. So we obtain coherent sources of light by dividing the wavefront into the different parts. So just we put the double slit. Suppose if you have got this is a wavefront, and if you put one slit over here and one slit over here, so there are these two sources of light. These two sources can be said here to be coherent. So we can obtain the coherent sources of light by dividing the wavefront. Now after the coherent sources of light, now we have to do the phenomena that is called interference of light. Now see here, interference of light. So we have done the coherent sources of light. So now see here, if you have got this point A and this point B, from point A the waves are coming and meeting at the point here, and from here the waves are coming and meeting at the point B. If the two waves are coming from point A and point B, from point A and from point B, and meeting at the point P, their superimposition of the two waves take place. Now when the superimposition of the two waves takes place, redistribution of energy takes place, that is a redistribution of light energy. And if it is a screen here, we get a pattern, somewhere intensity of the light is maximum and somewhere intensity of the light may be 0 or the minimum. This pattern obtained is known as interference. So see here, interference is the phenomenon of the redistribution of light energy when the two waves traveling in the same direction superimpose on each other. Now if at this point intensity is maximum, we call it constructive interference. So whenever the two waves like this, they are meeting like the superimposing crest to crest and trough to trough, then at a point displacement is maximum, and we know it, intensity is directly proportional to square of amplitude. So whenever the intensity is maximum at any point, it means amplitude is maximum here. So when the two waves travel in the same direction, superimpose on each other, and crest to crest and trough to trough superimpose on each other, then we get maximum amplitude and intensity is maximum. At these points you will be getting the bright point. Now if one crest and one trough is superimposing on each other, then the amplitude will be minimum. As a result, we will be getting minimum intensity. So there are two types of interference. One can be said here constructive interference, and another we can say here destructive interference. So constructive and destructive interference, there are two types of interference. Now we will study about the interferences here, like by using the Young's double slit experiment.